Benzema definitely is a special player, and he'll go down in history as one of the most special players in Real Madrid's history, and probably even European football's history as well.
First thoughts are Clasico isn't what it used to be. I know we pretty much say this every time we mention it, but
I
it was
think
just
we
the other
started the
day.
podcast after when the prime El Clasicos happened. We missed it by like a couple of years when Ronaldo left.
I know, but honestly, watching the Clásicos back then, it was just something different when you had Messi on one side. It wasn't just Messi; it was like Iniesta and the rest of them on one side. Then you got Ronaldo, you've got Bale, you've got Modric and them are still there, but big players like Ramos, Marcelo, and it was it was just so many stars on both sides, and different playing styles, and it was you know I'd say like one of the better days of like match days that you get to watch, and the analysis beforehand, post match, even the managers getting involved with like fights and stuff too. But yeah, that's obviously finished now, and there's a new era, and it's not that bad because you could there are still quite a lot of stars on both sides. Sorry, and you've got big players like Benzema, you've got Lewandowski, then you got players that don't even get in the team like Frankie, who obviously just announced that he's sad and wants to leave. But
Took
yeah,
him
it's
long
it's
enough to
always
realize that he got bullied yesterday when he came on as a sub against Inter Milan. Sorry, continue with what you were saying.
yeah, no, I was just saying that it's always a game that I look forward to, and pretty much so many FIFA games used to just be straight Real Madrid and Barca before too.
Those were the days, man. Those were the days. But yeah, going forward into this game as well, we've got literally Real Madrid and Barcelona level on points. They're level on 7 wins, 1 draw, 22 points each as well. It's going to be a fantastic game, especially after Barcelona drawing at the new camp against Inter Milan, and I think Real Madrid drawing as well against Shakhtar Donetsk. None of them coming into the best of forms in the last game, but obviously the league form is something different completely. So they're looking ready for it as well, which would be quite good. Real Madrid have won 5 of their last 6 games against Barcelona in all competitions as well. So it goes to show that they are one of the better ones at the same time. They're both undefeated this season. There's going to be a lot to kind of talk about. But Salim, I wanted to kind of share with you some of my kind of matchups that I'm looking forward to in this game as well. So first of all, we have to talk about the midfield. We have to talk about how Pedri is going to be starting in this game for Xavi and the Barcelona side. And I want to see how he kind of does against Tchouaméni. I think Pedri versus Tchouaméni will be a key battle in that midfield. Tchouaméni in his first season for Real Madrid, in his first El Clasico, how does he deal with the pressure? How does he deal with this wonder kid that we've got on the other side as well? Two wonder kids kind of clashing against one another as well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that goes in that game going forward. Another big talker point. I wonder how they're going to set up at right back for Barcelona against Vinicius Junior. Do they go for Sergi Roberto? Do they go for Araujo? I don't know if he was on that played previously as well, but there's a lot of players that you can put at right back. But I think Vinicius Junior will have a big say in this game as well, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he does in this right back position against his right back, whoever it will be, in the right back position as well. And the final kind of battle for me, who I'm really looking forward to seeing, I don't know if he's actually going to be playing, but if you're going to see someone like Robert Lewandowski playing against someone like Eder Militao, that's going to be a good game because I think Militao, he was on the bench against Shakhtar Donetsk. So seeing how Lewandowski does in his big game in his first El Clasico, Benzema hopefully I think is recovered uh, from the game against Shakhtar as well. I know Rudiger had the injury, but Benzema versus Lewandowski. Salim, out of Benzema and Lewandowski, who do you think's had the better career for you?
Ooh, that's a tough one, but for me, Benzema.
Benzema. Why Benzema?
I just feel like no disrespect to the Bundesliga, but I'd say it's been harder for Benzema in La Liga. I feel like you have to remember we mentioned it last time. He's been quite overshadowed by Ronaldo and Bale, but he was always a quality player, and he always racked up good goals and assists as well as decent key passes and other numbers. Alongside that, being dropped out of the French squad for obviously personal reasons, coming back into the French squad and performing quite well. But yeah, for me, I just feel like Benzema's sort of just to achieve more than Lewandowski has, especially that last Champions League where Real Madrid were pretty much underdogs in every tie. Never hear that, and they were really bad. In pretty much every knockout round. Most games they were always trailing and needing that resilience and that it's a lot harder to play when you're behind. There were times they were behind 2 goals, and like Man City, for example, they were behind 2 goals. Chelsea, they were behind a couple of goals. Was it 3 goals? So when even when you're like a goal down and everything's going against you, that's when it's the hardest. In my opinion, that's when it's the hardest to play football, and that's where you need like real leaders, and that's where I place Benzema. If I was in that situation and I needed a player to step up, it'd be him that would come to the fore. Not saying that Lewandowski can't do it. He proved it the other night against Inter Milan, but for me it was just that last Champions League. It was pretty much Benzema single handedly like dragging Real Madrid to it.
Benzema definitely is a special player, and he'll go down in history as one of the most special players in Real Madrid's history, and probably even European football's history as well, which is amazing to really see and get into appreciate, which is fantastic as well. A couple of key stats as well between Lewandowski and Benzema. Lewandowski's got 523 goals to his name, 137 assists. Karim Benzema with 393 goals and 187 assists as well. So, like you said as well, when he was that secondary attacker with Ronaldo and with Bale up front, he was putting in the dirty work to actually do the assists and make these off the ball runs as well, which I'm really looking forward to seeing how he does in this game against Barcelona as well, because their defense hasn't been the best with the injuries that they've had as well. Benzema against some teams now, he plays a lot more withdrawn than he used to. He used to be against the defender all the time, but now he's staying withdrawn so he can wait for a last minute cross or a in swinging ball in, which is fantastic to see. And I'm really looking forward to this game as well on Sunday. It's going to be great, and I'm really looking forward to the game. It should be good. And last prediction from you, Salim, who's going to win, Barcelona or Real Madrid?
I'll just say one thing before we get there. I've got so many amazing El Clasico moments. Maybe we can talk about this another time. But my favorite moment is one of my favorite moments is when Messi scores the winner in like the 95th minute, and holds his shirt up to the fans.
The shirt to hold up, but he just literally holds it up like that. It was 2017, I think that game was.
But
incredible.
That was amazing. That game had everything in it. The pendulums, swung side to side. You got Messi, you've got Ronaldo, and and probably the best part is you've got Ray Hudson. If you ever heard him commentating, especially when he's commentating El Clasico, he's amazing with his metaphors and similes and the stuff he comes out with. So I think if you watch that, like, just watch that on YouTube. That's something. Definitely that is one of the best like moments I've ever seen. Like the thing is with that game, I remember watching it on TV as well. It's not so much because sometimes I'll miss certain games, for whatever reason, and I'll just watch the highlights. But with this game, watching it live and seeing all the things unfold, just in front of me, there was Messi got elbowed, he was bleeding, and then there was a red card that went in, and he went down to 10 men for Real. It was 2-2, and then the ball was like literally next to the corner flag in Barca's half, and they got all the way up the pitch, and it was just the perfect setup. And Messi arriving late, putting it in the bottom corner, it was like nothing you'd see before, and the celebration to go with it.
It was a movie basically, that game as well, which was crazy to see. But one of my favorite moments in El Clasico was watching the game with my family in 2011, the semi-final of the Champions League, where you're watching Jose Mourinho's Real Madrid against Pep Guardiola's Barcelona. So you've got the two best managers in the world at the time, barring Sir Alex Ferguson, if you want to count him at the time, literally going hammer and tongs. And Sergio Busquets lays the ball to Lionel Messi. And like you said with the commentary, the ITV commentary, when Lionel Messi's running through on goal, and it's just going wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And we're all just there as a family saying, no, no way, no way, no way, no way. And he does it. So it's like, yes way, he does it. And he scores one of the best goals ever, in my opinion, at the Bernabeu. And you're just kind of there like his silence in the whole crowd, which is unbelievable. What an amazing goal that was, and what an amazing player Lionel Messi is. And hopefully, Salim, you and I will get the chance to see him this season as well. That's the aim for Friday Night Counter Attack, isn't it? To hopefully get to watch a PSG game with Lionel Messi, unless you want to go to Barcelona and watch him in the Europa League. The choice is yours, Salim. But no, what else can we say? One more memory from me personally is kind of just really getting to enjoy them in 2012 as well. So 2012, I think Ronaldo scored away from them as well. It was a really fantastic goal to kind of see. No, it wasn't 2012, was it? 2014, Gareth Bale in the Copa del Rey. Gareth Bale running on the outside of the pitch past Barta coming back inside and scoring that amazing goal to win the Copa del Rey. That was another fantastic memory for me, for Real Madrid versus
And you have to
Barcelona.
remember, he ran so far wide off the pitch. It wasn't even like he was adjacent to the touchline. He was quite far in and still made up the ground.
Absolutely, he definitely did. Have you got any more memories or a favorite goal from El Clasico before we move on to Adam? Because, like you said, this could be a whole nother conversation entirely. But
Yeah, I think it's best leaving this for like another day because there's been so many amazing Clásicos and moments, especially with, two of the best players, of our generation, probably two of the best players ever in Ronaldo and Messi.